Bellwood Manor. A name uttered in hushed tones, a spectre of a bygone era. It stood on a windswept hill overlooking the town, a crumbling monument to the Bellwood family's industrial wealth. Once grand, now it was a shell, its windows like vacant eyes. Locals whispered of its dark history. They spoke of hauntings and disappearances. No one dared to venture near, not after dark. The manor's shadow stretched long across the town. It was a constant reminder of the mysteries hidden within. Some dismissed the stories as mere superstition, but others knew better. They knew that some secrets refused to stay buried. Bellwood Manor held onto its secrets tightly, a silent, brooding presence, waiting. Emma, the pragmatist, the planner. Jake, the skeptic, always ready with a joke. Sarah, the sensitive, attuned to the unseen. And Mark, the tech whiz, documenting their every move. 4 friends drawn together by curiosity and a thirst for adventure. They were the Ghost Hunters, a YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the paranormal. Bellwood Manor was their most ambitious project yet. They had heard the stories, they had seen the pictures. The manor was a challenge, a dare, a chance to prove or disprove the legends. Armed with cameras, flashlights and EMF readers, they set off. Their mission to document the truth behind Bellwood Manor. Little did they know the manor was waiting for them. Emma had done her research. She dug through newspaper archives and local historical records. The story of the Bellwood family unfolded like a Gothic novel. Eleanor Bellwood, the beautiful young wife, found dead under mysterious circumstances. Her death ruled a suicide, but whispers hinted at foul play. Then there was Margaret, the Bellwoods' only child, vanished without a trace. Gone, as if swallowed by the manor itself. Jonathan Bellwood, the patriarch, driven to madness by grief. He spent his last days as a recluse within the manor walls, whispering to unseen companions. The stories sent chills down Emma's spine, but she pushed on, determined to uncover the truth. The old iron gates groaned as they pushed them open. A flock of crows took flight, their caws echoing in the silence. The driveway was overgrown, reclaimed by nature. The manor loomed before them, more imposing up close. The setting sun cast long, eerie shadows across the overgrown lawn. A shiver ran down Sarah's spine. The air grew heavy, thick with a palpable sense of dread. The manor seemed to watch them, judging their every move. This was no ordinary place. They could all feel it. The weight of history, of tragedy, pressed down on them. They were trespassers on sacred, haunted ground. Section 5. Dust and Dread. The front door creaked open, revealing a cavernous hall. Dust motes danced in the faint rays of light filtering through grimy windows. Cobwebs hung like macabre decorations. The air was stale, thick with the scent of decay. They stepped inside, their footsteps echoing in the silence. Each room they explored told a story of faded grandeur and forgotten lives. A nursery with a rocking horse frozen mid-motion. A library with books splayed open as if dropped in haste. A dining room with a table set for a meal never eaten. Sarah felt a presence, a coldness that clung to her. It whispered her name. Softly at first, then with growing insistence. Section 6. A child's laughter. They reached the end of a long, dark corridor. A faint sound, like a child's laughter, echoed from within a room at the end. Mark, ever the skeptic, attributed it to creaking floorboards and their overactive imaginations. Jake, trying to mask his unease, cracked a nervous joke, but Sarah knew better. She felt a surge of energy, a playful yet undeniably eerie presence. It was drawn to her, she realized, as if recognizing a kindred spirit. The laughter grew louder now, laced with a chilling undercurrent of sorrow. Section 7. The Lady in White. As they pushed open the door to the room, the laughter abruptly ceased. The room was a child's nursery, untouched by time. A rocking horse stood by the window, its painted eyes seeming to follow their every move. And then Emma gasped. Standing by the window, a figure shimmered into view, a woman dressed in a flowing white gown. Her face was obscured by shadow, but her sadness was palpable. For a moment their eyes met, then as quickly as she appeared, she vanished. leaving behind the faint scent of lavender and a silence that hummed with unseen energy. Section 8. A hasty retreat. Panic seized them. The weight of the manor, of its tragic history, became too much to bear. They had stumbled upon something real, something ancient and deeply unsettling. Mark, his camera forgotten, was the first to turn and run. Jake and Emma followed close behind, their initial excitement replaced with a primal need to escape. Sarah, however, hesitated. She felt drawn back, compelled to understand the sorrow that clung to the lady in white. But the fear, contagious and overwhelming, soon swept over her as well. Section 9. Unanswered questions. They didn't stop running until they were back on the road, their car a beacon of familiarity in the growing darkness. Gasping for breath, they looked back at the manor. It stood silhouetted against the twilight sky, silent, watchful. Had it been their imaginations, a collective hallucination brought on by the stories and the atmosphere? Or had they truly encountered the lingering spirits of the Bellwood family? The unanswered questions hung heavy in the air. They'd gone to Bellwood Manor seeking answers, seeking proof, but they left with more questions than ever before. Section 10. The lingering chill. The drive back was quiet, each lost in their thoughts. The events of the day replayed in their minds. The laughter, the chilling apparition, the overwhelming sense of sorrow. Even Jake, the skeptic, couldn't shake off the feeling that they had been touched by something unexplainable. Back in the familiar comfort of their everyday lives, the experience at Bellwood Manor took on a surreal quality, a shared nightmare. But some things couldn't be so easily dismissed. Sarah found a small silver locket clutched in her hand. It wasn't hers. It had a delicate inscription, "To Margaret, with love." A tangible reminder of the shadows that lingered long after they had left Bellwood Manor.